So, I think when we last left off, you guys had been exploring this house. Sadly, discovered that it is not in fact haunted. Instead, it seems to be the hideout of some kind of smugglers. You found one guy tied up that you later figured out was actually, a smuggler, so you retied him up, uh, and convinced him to tell you where to go to find these smugglers. At one point, the lizard man, Capesk, happened to go up towards climb into the attic, only to discover a nest of sturges, which nearly killed him. Nearly killed, I think, 2 people in the party, maybe 3. But
It was a good experience all around.
yeah, you guys had a bit of a rest and managed to heal yourselves up, and finally made it down to the basement, in which you discovered some more nasty surprises, and I think you found some weapons and armor as well. On that one body.
Nice.
I think we left the armor there, but
Yeah.
I believe somebody took the weapon.
Yeah, you also found a secret passage into this room here, where you discovered a bunch of beds and what looks like a recently vacated, cooking fire and whatnot, and a trapdoor leading up, which triggered another magic mouth. So basically, it's a fair bet that your presence is well known. And that's now that you found another secret passage, that there's probably somebody waiting for you somewhere.
I say we go after them.
But in addition to that, you also found a door with a keep out sign on it.
We think there
No,
might be
it
undead
says
or skeletons.
danger.
They're not going anywhere. The smugglers might be.
Is this the danger one?
Yes.
Okay.
So
I
you got-
mean, we also figured out. Sorry.
ahead.
We also figured out that it's possible that there are hobgoblins that are being used as mercenaries.
Yeah.
Yes, that is true too. You also found that you also went to the one room and discovered some interesting items. I almost forgot about
Also
that.
discovered Volan's secret hobby.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Yeah, Dovin is quite shy about that.
The longer we wait,
No
the
judgment.
more prepared they will be.
They're likely, we spent 10 minutes up above. They're likely already prepared. In fact, I would say they're so prepared that we probably shouldn't just run. How many? I know there's
But
10
parking is
beds. Did we ever determine how many people we thought were down here?
Well, I know we did ask Ned, and he said. I'm assuming.
Okay.
They were in
12
this.
chairs.
They were in this room. Could I take a look around the room and try to guess how many people were just sitting around here?
Roll an investigation check.
Ah,
Well, you do see the 12 chairs, so maybe there was 12 people sitting here. Oh, but there's also, people that might have been tending the fire, and of course there's this room over here, so maybe more like 12 more like 14 or 15? There could be many people here. There could just be the 10 beds that you see. You have a very hard time gauging how... Because they could sleep in shifts for all you know. And who
They're
knows
all
how-
bad guys, right? It's gonna be fun. I like this idea.
There
I think
must
we should
be
try
other
that.
ways in to where they are. That doesn't mean we all have to go right through the door into their trap.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine there would be another entrance if this is a secret door.
Well,
See.
not an obvious one, of course. But if they come through a secret door in and out, they must have another way out as well, which means there's another way in.
I think this is where it leads to the little secret cove that he was talking about. The one that goes out into the ocean, where how they smuggle things in.
Oh, that's a good point.
If it opens to the ocean, then we can come in from the ocean.
They would see us from a mile away.
They would not see me.
They wouldn't. They
And
might not.
they'd see the human and the half-orc.
Yeah. We could approach them, maybe some of us, but I also
Pincer
don't.
move. Pincer.
I was just gonna say something like that, but I mean, I don't know how comfortable you feel with splitting the group.
3 water boys go through the ocean, and you guys will, like... Does anybody have, like... You, Dovin, you have the message, right? Or some way to communicate long distances? We can just communicate when we're about to go, and then we just pincer them. These guys go down the stairs at the same time we go down there, and that way they'll be less prepared. If we all go in one place, they can funnel us. If we go in at both times, they're not going to be expecting that. It's probably way too much. We're probably way overthinking this.
Moxie shows a thumbs up.
That means we have to get up and out, though.
I don't have a good way of doing that. I guess I could use Callie.
That's true.
Bring Callie downstairs.
You can just poof her.
We may be out of range for a while if we need to find this cove. It might take some searching. Idea just from where this place is, but there's no telling how long the tunnel is or how deep it goes. We may be swimming along the coast.
I assume the cove is right under the manor because of the way that the stairs are going, and I don't think there's going to be a tunnel leading from the water to the thing, because they have to get well, never mind, you're right, because they want to be discreet.
Well, the entrance from the sea may not be obvious, is what I'm saying. It might be more clear to us in the water, but if we're going to go look for it, then we may be out of range of your crab or your spells for a time. And if we're going to do it, we should do it now.
The crab, so out of the metagaming here, the crab doesn't have a range. He just can't specifically look through its eyes, but it can still like ping each other. So if he could just tell Callie ahead of time, if a certain event happens, ping me. You know.
I thought in game, doesn't he have a range of a mile outside of? I don't think
we're gonna be a mile out.
You never know, but.
Well, if we get to that point, we'll know we're a mile out.
DM, could I do a nature check to see if I think the well would connect? The well's aquifer would connect to this water passage.
All right. Sure. Do a nature check. Well, you were down in that well, so you would know that the well was definitely fresh water. Now, that could mean that there is, like, some sort of filtration that filters out salt between here and there, but it's more likely that, the well, if it's less likely that the well connects directly into the sea, that it probably, winds up somewhere else, simply because, again, it's that what you felt was not was fresh water. So either it has its own independent little area somewhere, or it has some kind of major filter system that goes down towards the sea, drawing up water from there. But it's probable that it's something that just fills with water, like when it rains and such.
Got it. Then Lobu's not even going to suggest going near that because he doesn't want to go near it again.
Snakes.
They're everywhere.
We could also close this door and jam it shut, and then everybody go around the backside. I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
Backside? What do you mean by backside? Do you mean the water path?
Potentially. I mean, we don't actually know if there's a water passage. Just putting that out there.
That's what the smuggler said there was. So.
Yeah, but Ned doesn't seem like he knows what he's talking about 90% of the time.
But also, it could not be here. It could be somewhere else.
DM, as a Marine, would I know anything about, if they're smugglers, would there be any other way other than through the ocean that they could smuggle things? I just want to use, past knowledge to verify what he told us.
Let's see about rolling a history check.
Oh yeah, I'm so great at those.
You struggle.
No.
You start thinking, and like you just keep drawing blanks. It's like, okay, what do I know? I was a Marine for all this time. What? I can't remember.
So I have absolutely no proof about this, but I think this would be the only way they could smuggle things, and I have absolutely no proof.
I'm sure that there is probably a secret passage somewhere, but we don't know that it's on the other side. I'm just saying we are working off an assumption that we don't necessarily. But
Alright, then what about we just send one of us? Never mind. That would be risky.
The worst that can happen is we do not find them, and we are no worse off than we are now. Best case scenario, we find this cove right off the bat. You
And we
are
pincer
aware of
them.
where we are through the familiar, and we attack them from two sides at once. So swimming with me should leave now, so we give ourselves time.
I'll go with Topaz. I can swim.
Lobu kind of like nervously, and he kind of looks at Volan, and then he's like, "Yeah, I can do that. I can go."
here, Lobu, I can call Callie to me, right? That's a thing I can.
Yeah, you can. You can just poof her next to you.
Yes, you can. Yeah. Basically, you can't send her anywhere outside of your eyesight, but you can, leave her somewhere and then call her back later. In fact, I believe if I recall right now she's currently sitting in front of Ned.
Yes, so she.
Yeah, so
keep an
look
eye
at Ned
out.
before you do it. Yeah, just do one last check on Ned.
Well, I literally just did a check, like
Yes.
in game,
Yeah.
Okay.
5 minutes ago.
Yeah, and he looked very forlorn.
Sending the
I'm gonna send it with Lobu, so we have a
Yeah,
buddy.
that's a good idea. Tusk would eat it.
Alright, I guess we're going out then back the way we came. And
So
looking for a way around down to the shore. Quickest route possible.
I tell Callie to ping me when they find the secret entrance.
All right. So, Callie is now with Lobu. Kapesk, Topaz, and Lobu have plans to leave this bottom area and go search out the way down to the water up from this cliff. So, how would you like to leave the manor then?
I assume we just have to go upstairs.
Yeah.
Are you heading back up these stairs here,
Cliff?
or are you gonna head back up these stairs like over here and such?
Which one did we come down originally?
The one in this room.
Well, that one has the magic mouth. Oh no, this one is the magic mouth because that's the original one we came through. So I think we should avoid the magic mouth, just in case we set that off again. Because yeah, sure they know we're here, but I want to give as little information about us as possible.
Okay.
Plus, if they think we're leaving, might come upstairs and ambush those three, and I'd rather not that happen. So.
Speaking of, Volan, do you mind helping me close this door while we wait for them?
No, I got you. Don't worry about it, Dovin. And I'll help close.
Alright, the door just kind of squeaks back into place.
Sweet. Alright, so
But, by the way,
So-
Prince Phoenix, you keep dropping out. I keep losing bits of your dice.
do I?
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I'm sorry. I think it might be my connection. I'll try and fix that.
Yeah, I was like worried for a second that it was mine, but I wasn't hearing anybody else drop out, just you. So it might be you.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me right now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool. So what is anything you didn't hear or want clarification on?
Like whatever you were just trying to say a second ago.
Oh, okay. I'm just basically. What was the last thing you heard? Sorry.
You guys were closing the door.
Okay, so I was basically just asking which one. I was reminding myself which one had the magic mouth, so we could go to the opposite one.
You definitely ran into the magic mouth over here.
Got it. So we'll go up these stairs then to avoid. Or Capesculo, I'm not sure what Topaz or Lopal we're doing. Capes is already walking up.
Alright. And Topaz and Libu, you going with?
Yep.
Yep.
Alright, so I will take your tokens. Oops. I was trying to gather you guys in a lot. Ah! You keep moving every time I try to grab you. Alright, so, yeah, I'll grab you guys in a line. Bring you guys back up here. And let's see. Which floor did you have? Ah, yes. And you come up right about here.
Cool. Okay, we recognize this. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, you do, because you were up here before. Oops.
We entered through this window originally, so we can get.
Yes, you did.
So, Capes is gonna start walking down the hall. He doesn't care.
Okay, so, yeah, this is the living room area. A door to the north wall leads onto a small patio, the paving cracked and overrun with weeds. Other than the pile of refuse in the southeast corner, the room is bare. But you also remember that you ran into a magic mouth going up those stairs as well, but it didn't trigger when you walked on the game. Apparently, magic mouth does need to be reset each time. And nobody has come out to reset
Well,
them yet.
it got us closer to the door anyway, so.
Yeah.
Work our way outside the window again.
Alright.
Fine
Yeah.
with me.
Yeah.
And quickest way to the water.
Yeah. Because we're on a cliff right now, so I assume we'd have to go downhill.
No, we don't. Cliff dive. How bad are the rocks on the bottom? Can we get right into the water?
That's a good question. 1 second, let me move
Please
you to
don't be
theater
a
of the mind. Yeah.
I want to do a cliff dive.
I have very bad feelings about a cliff dive.
Pasca's liking Topaz more and more.
Yeah, so I'm just double checking to see if there's an actual distance. Okay, 4 miles.
You'll go with us, Lobo. It'll be like when Tom Brady jumped off the cliff with his daughter and yanked her by the arm. We'll just grab a hold of you. You'll go.
Okay, the house itself is 35 feet up, but you're going from the ground. So yeah, you eventually make it over to the edge and gaze down. Let's see. It doesn't say specifically how far it's up, so I'm gonna estimate by how far down something else goes. So yeah. You kind of look down and think you're maybe about 25, 30 feet up.
Oh, that's nothing. I thought you were going to tell me 100 feet.
Oh, no. No. Yes, exactly, Logan. That's what I was thinking. But thankfully you're not 1,000 feet up. But yes,
Yeah.
there are some jagged rocks down below.
Can we clear them?
You have a good shot of clearing them, yeah.
I'm athletic too. I don't know about Lobu.
Oh my god, please just walk down.
You're not there. The voice of reason's not there.
I don't know about this, guys. Those rocks look pretty sharp.
My teeth are pretty sharp. It's fine. We're good. I have scales. You guys can jump, I assume.
All right. I mean, if you
Don't worry,
you
if
guys
you
think
hit-
it's-
If it makes you feel water, and then we'll jump.
oddly, that does not make me feel better. Well, if we're gonna do it, let's do it. And then
Yes!
Lobu's gonna run for it and jump off. the
We're
cliff.
about to lose half the party. Let's do this.
Alright, athletics checks.
Ooh.
That's five.
Oh
That's
my
five.
god!
Mmm.
Alright,
So-
bye, Lobo. It's been nice.
Can we literally do what I said we were gonna do? He looks like he's gonna hesitate the last minute. We're running by him and just grab him by his fucking arm and go.
Lobu jumped first. He jumped before all the rest of you. And unfortunately started falling as the other two of you jumped out far. Topaz, you did a perfect dive into the water.
I'm not a graceful person,
being a
so
sea elf,
that works.
Yeah, being a sea elf, you managed to not take any damage from that fall. Kapeska, on the other hand, you flounder. They're not as bad as Lubu.
Woo! Yes! Trying to do a cannonball.
Lubu, you smack into several rocks, taking 15 points
Ow.
of damage.
Ow! Oh shit! Is he conscious?
Why
Just
did I
barely.
know this would happen?
4 hit
Oh
points.
my god.
Well, Kapeska, you somehow managed to smack into one rock and roll into the water, taking 5 points of damage.
Not bad.
Well, if you're still conscious after 15, you got more hit points than me. I don't know what you're worried about.
Yeah. I don't know how you have more hit points than the fighter, but it works.
Got a high constitution. He's bad at everything else, but he's gonna live.
Very lucky.
Help pull his battered body into the water.
Yeah, I'll help too.
But being a sea elf, thankfully for you, Levu, the water does not sting your wounds. Kapeska, on the other hand, you're feeling very itchy as the seawater starts filtering into your various cuts and injuries.
And I've been itchy before. I lived in a swamp.
Yeah. Yeah, you're used to it, which is why you didn't take any extra damage. Dovid, on the other hand, you just probably got a ping from your familiar, letting you know that while everybody's alive, Levu's been hurt.
Oh my goodness. What happened?
He jumped off a cliff.
I kind of look. I look at Volan a bit concerned.
What's wrong?
It looks. It sounds like someone's.
There's a song. Wall snakes.
I mean, he's still alive though, or do you not know?
I think he's still alive. I think he.
Callie does see movement, and he's like, dived underwater. Topaz and Lobu can breathe fine under there. Kapas can hold his breath for a long time, so he's good too.
Yeah, I can.
So, you guys begin swimming. Roll a survival check to determine which direction might be best for swimming in. To find.
Dude, I'm alright at these. Hey.
All right. So, you kind of get your bearings, think about what it was like inside that place and walking down there, and you get a general feel for some of the current, and just how this place is built, and start swimming in one of the directions, looking around, basically trying to feel any change in the water towards the cliffside, where there might be an entrance to go into.
I think maybe that feature we both have might come in handy here. I'm not sure. I might find a better, easier way to get a boat in. If I was in a boat, how I would.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah, that'll definitely help.
I think we both have that.
So everybody,
yeah.
So everybody, give me a perception check.
Okay, hold on.
All right, so Lobu, despite the injuries you suffered, testing. Can you guys still hear? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
In spite of the injuries you suffered a little while ago from cliff diving, you managed to be the first person to spot the little dip that goes into the cliff. That seems to be just big enough for the kind of boats that, or maybe ships would be a better word, that you've seen on the water before. Perhaps been on.
I'll point it out to everybody kind of manically. I'm like using hand signals and things.
Me and Topaz no underwater hand signals, and Lobu's just flailing in the water.
Just look at him and speak in Aquan. Why are you doing that?
I wanted to be polite. Capes, can you speak underwater?
No, I cannot.
He can probably still hear us, though.
I can still hear that you're talking. I wouldn't understand you. I'll
Well,
just follow.
If we switch back into common, you can understand us, I'm sure, right?
Can you guys talk underwater?
Why?
Oops.
I've built a civilization.
I think
I assumed Aquan probably could, but I don't know if you could speak common underwater. That's up to the end.
you can't really speak common under the water, but yes, Aquan you can definitely speak underwater. I was just gonna say that so it looks like it might be on my end that the thing keeps dropping. I'm gonna give it a little while, and if it keeps dropping like that, I might need to reboot, which would be, for a break thing, because I really hate it when it keeps dropping like this.
Okay.
But I'm gonna give it another try to see how it's going. All right. So how do you guys proceed?
Start
I'm just
swimming
gonna follow
where you
Topaz
pointed
because
out.
they didn't see it.
Staying under the water, though.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
try
not
to be
surface.
as stealthy as possible.
All right. Roll stealth
Mhm.
checks.
Heck.
Hey,
Alright.
plus fast stuff.
Yeah. Of your party, Lobu is the least stealthy at the moment, probably again because of injuries suffered from the fall. But the two of you manage to usher him along and keep him a bit steadier as you go under the water to get into the caves below.
All right. Let's go see what's in there.
And you guys have been gone for approximately 10 minutes at this point.
Cool.
What's the rest of the party doing as these three are getting themselves into trouble? Potentially.
I'm giving Dovin a spiel about why we should open up the skeleton door. I've been going on for.
I am trying my best to be optimistic yet cautious about such an endeavor. Simply, I'm just, if they do decide to.
Okay, it's definitely on my end. Guys, I'm gonna have to really quick, as quick as possible, reboot. That might take as many as 10 minutes, so please bear with me. But I can't. Yeah, I
Okay.
hate it when it does this. Sorry. Be right back.